Okay, hold on. There you go. There you go. Oh, go on then. You want to go too? Go on then. Off you go. Off you go. Right. Okay, ladies and gents, this is our test event for tonight, so obviously we're just running straight into this, which is our first heat. Obviously there's 3 going on at the moment. Obviously we can't show them all 3 at the same time, but in the meantime you get to see some of the best of it. So at the moment we got Bocco Bomb, who's leading there in his sideways Audi, followed by another sideways Audi, which is L-Boy. Ripper's already done his Joker lap in there. Harvard, I'm assuming he got off to a flyer there because he got himself a penalty. But if he has got a penalty for a false start, then obviously it's a 20-second in-game penalty. If he does do 2 Joker laps, then the admin will take that off him, obviously, because in real life that's what happens. Do 2 Joker laps, that's your penalty for a false start. So we're trying to keep this as real as is humanly possible. But like I say, this is a test night. We start properly next week, so we're just having a look initially, just trying a few things out, just making sure that everything's fine. Is the sound good? Does it all look great? Does it all look wonderful? In the meantime, can these guys drive? I can tell you now, they can. I've watched them before. Most of these guys are people who are known to me. 1 or 2 of them are new to me, but I'm sure over the course of this season of races that we will get acquainted, for want of better words. In the meantime, I'm keeping it on trackside for the moment because here at Hell you get a bit more of a broad base, and obviously it makes it easier sort of from the commentary point of view. If the guys are pretty close together, it's not so bad. Sorry Harvard, you're not getting much in this one, but I'm sure you will in the others. Because I think he's just died on the start, but I'm not sure what's happened to him. Yeah, that doesn't look great, does it? That looks like he might have discoed or something. Something bad's happened to him there. Anyway, L-Boy's all over the back of Bocco here, who is otherwise known to me as Magnus. He is the man who has, shall we say, raised, not Legends Racing League. Try saying that with a gobstopper in. It doesn't really work, but he takes a win there. He takes a good win, and hopefully everything sounds pretty good on the stream. I haven't got a clue because I have to mute it on mine, because otherwise if it comes through there you'll be hearing me over and over and over again, which for those of you that know me, I'm sure you really want to do that, but for those that don't know me, you don't know what you're missing. Well, you probably do actually, but that's another story. In the meantime, that was a pretty good 34.3 there, which came into that. And why did it just come up and say my controller is disconnected? I have absolutely no idea. So we'll that's not really what we had in mind, is it? But what, and everything should be fine again, he says, hopefully. But that's good. That's the only controller that we've got there. But that seemed to work okay, but that doesn't. That is still saying controller is disconnected. We don't like that, do we? We don't like that at all. That's just not good. I don't know why that's coming up on my screen, but at the moment it's taking over the whole screen, so we don't like that. So what I might have to do just for this moment is I might have to just go off here. Hello. I'm assuming Bram. Am I going to call you Cox? Sorry mate if I'm saying that wrong. But if something says KOK to me with an X on the end, for me it generally comes up with something like that. Yeah. But I'm going to call you Bram anyway. As long as you didn't know anyone called Stoker, because they were the person who wrote Dracula, weren't they? No, you could have been famous. Or is that how you got named Bram? Go on, tell me, let me know. In the meantime, there's something a bit weird on my screen, which isn't great. So I don't quite know how we're going to get rid of it, but we might have to do something in a moment, because at the moment, you don't really want to watch saying controller disconnected, please reconnect the controllers to continue. It's a bit, dare I say, poo. I'm not going to use any other language other than that, because effectively it's pre the 9 o'clock watershed, but there's something really weird going on. But in the meantime, the first race was pretty good. What I might have to do here, and this is not ideal, I might have to stop this and just come back in. In the meantime, Bram's come back to me and told me it's a Dutch surname, so it doesn't work in English. Give me some rough idea of how I would say it in English. Would I say it Kirks? Or something like that? Because you haven't got any umlauts or anything over the top, so I'm just wondering. But let's just see here. Don't you just love it when this happens during a live stream? This is brilliant. Oh, right, okay, it literally is Cox. Excellent. Oh dear. That's awesome. That's awesome. If you ever have a daughter, just call her Sucks. Sorry, that's really rude. I'm really wrong. In the meantime, I'm trying to sort out something that's telling me it's got a controller problem. Even plugged in. So this is not ideal. In fact, this is a bit of a mare from my perspective, because I'm not quite sure how the hell I can bloody well get rid of it, which is really, really annoying. But we are looking at ways. What I might have to do is too many cocks spoil the broth. Yeah, that would be definitely different in English, I can tell you that much. Absolutely. What I'm just going to have to do, for any of you that can actually hear me, or for any of you that actually want to hear me, we're having a bit of issue with Project Cars, so what I'm probably going to have to do is get out this game and come back into it, take the invite again and come back into this lobby. So if you can hear me, great. If you can't, well, it doesn't make any bloody difference, does it, because you can't hear me. But I'm going to have to quit Project Cars and come back in. That's not brilliant. In the meantime, I will send some messages to Magnus so he knows what's going on, but I'll be back with you in a minute. Honest, really.